Hello, hey, I'm Jeff with Spoon River Outdoors. Today we're going to set a couple of leg hold drowner sets for beaver. I'll show you my setup before we get down there. It'll be a lot easier to talk about it up here than it will be once we get to the river. So I've got this rebar. It's a 10 foot rebar, 1/2 inch diameter. On the end that you put in the river, I've got a stop on it, and that stop's going to become important for your slider on your drowner set. At the top of it, I've just taken a piece of square stock, welded it to the end. For the slide, I found, I don't know, 8 or 10 of these units at an auction. I don't even know what they're for, but when I saw them, I knew that I could use them. So the purpose of the drowner set is, this is going to be your land end up here, your water end down below. You'll have your trap set on the edge of the water. When that beaver gets caught, he can run this down that pole all day long. Once he gets in that water and he wants to come up for a breath, that thing's going to lock, and it will not allow that beaver to come back up to the land, and it will drown him, and that'll keep him there for your set in the morning. Let's get down to the river and set a couple of these, and we'll talk about it some more. You can see that I've had some pretty regular beaver activity here. They left me a bunch of skin sticks. Pretty easy to tell they've been coming up here. As you can see, the river's pretty well iced over bank to bank. There is a couple spots right down in here that they've been keeping that ice open since they've been coming up and down so much. This is where they've been coming up and down a lot, but there's no shelf in there for me to set my trap. I want that trapping covered by 1 to 3 inches of water. I'm going to try moving over here, and we'll make a caster mound. That'll at least attract them. I've busted enough of that ice away that I think we can get them to come over and at least check it out. You can see a little bit closer here where I've got that ice chipped away. There's probably a good foot between the bottom of the ice and the dirt, so that's going to give them plenty of room that they can get down in there. When I'm putting this drowner rod in, a couple things you need to be mindful of. Don't allow that slide to be able to get hooked up on anything. That includes the ground or the bottom of that ice out there. It's got to be free flowing so they can get down in there and can't come back up. I'm going to get this set. I'm going to try to set it right here a little bit deeper than I wanted. I might try to kick a little more dirt in there as long as I can keep it pretty stable. And we'll get this set, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. We got this one all set. These banks in the winter time, after these beaver have been going up and down, they get that bank all slicked up, and man, it sucks. It's just a matter of time before you're going to end up wet doing this on a river bank. I've been in there before. As a matter of fact, I was in right here last year. Luckily, my brother was with me. So we got this one set. You can see the trap sitting in the water right there. It's got about 3 inches of water on it. It's just a little, it's about at the max that I want, but I think we're going to be good there. Threw some shave sticks up, and then on the end of that stick, right there, I got some caster. That's a good lure for him, because when the beavers come around, even if he comes up over here in this hole he had been using, he's going to smell this caster, and he'll know that it's a scent that's not from him, and he'll think that somebody's been in his territory, and beaver are pretty territorial, so he'll come over to check it out. If he doesn't come up through the hole there, maybe he'll come over to check it out and go down there and get caught. I'm going to move the stick over to hide my rebar. That's not ideal. I wish it could have been down in the river farther, but with that ice the way it is, I can't bust any more of it out, so this is where it's going to have to stay. Let's move on and see if we can't set us another one. So I just want to show you this, guys, real quick before I leave. I did move that stick over, so it kind of camouflages that drowner rod a little bit, so it's not nearly as obvious. I don't think it would have stopped a beaver anyway, but it makes me feel better when my sets look good. I put these 2 guide sticks in here too. That trap's right there. So those guide sticks will, if they come up from the side, it'll kind of force them around to get in over there. It's a little bit off center, that trap is, but you figure if he comes up there centered, you know, you want to catch one of those front legs. Best thing about having a front leg set versus the back leg set is you can drown them in a lot shallower water on a front leg set. That's what we're hoping for. We don't want to get caught by the back leg, get down there a ways, and then be able to poke their head back up. We'd rather come back to a dead one in the morning. We got our second trap set here. It's just inside the water there. That one's about 1.5 inches under the top of the water. You can see the drowning rod running down on the left side. I just threw a couple rocks up there. You want to kind of try to funnel them in if you can. There's just a lot of choices they've got for coming up this bank, and you need to make them step on about a 3-inch pan. So that's what you need to do sometimes to funnel them in. Just get some of the sticks and stuff from the area. Again, I picked up a couple rocks. This whole beach is rocks, so these things aren't even going to look out of place to these beaver. They shouldn't shy away from it at all. You can see the trail they got coming up our bank. They've been pretty busy over here too. They've got a trail up, and there's a few of them on the neighbor's property running up the sides too. So they're doing a lot of damage. It's time for some of them to go. We're just going to set the 2 out today. We'll check them in the morning, and I'll see you in the morning. That's a nice sized one. We'll take it. That'll help save a couple of our trees.